Hi friends, my name is Panvila Bandar. I'm a photographer from Sri Lanka. Before I start my small presentation, let me thank Stephen for inviting me to do this presentation in Asia Photo Festival 2020. So I decided to do this presentation in terms of our country's oldest kingdoms. So let me show you how our country is located in Indian Ocean, and this island is also known as the Pearl of Indian Ocean as well. That is because of the shape of this island. It's known as Pearl of Indian Ocean, and this is a very green island, and also there are about 20 million very helpful people living in this country. And in terms of the history, we have about 2000 years written history for our country. So in this presentation, I'm going to talk about two very old kingdoms in Sri Lanka, which namely Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa. So these are actually, it's about 2000 years old the kingdoms. So let's see what I have to show you about these kingdoms in Anuradhapura. Now this is the Anuradhapura area, and this you will see in this frame the One Valley Shire, one of the very famous and also highly religious place for all Buddhists around the world. And the Buddhists in Sri Lanka, they believe that this is the most powerful place on earth in terms of Buddhist religion. And there are so many people who are coming to worship this place, as well as to see the beauty of this place. Not only Sri Lankans, a lot of foreigners also come to this place as well. Okay, this is also close by to that particular place, One Valley Shire. This is known as Abhayagiriya, and also this is also about 2000 years old. And these are the these buildings. All these buildings are in one particular place. Actually, it's kind of a complex where you have all these Buddhist temples and the king's palace and other buildings, and everything is in a one huge complex. Now these places are normally highly crowded those days before the pandemic. All these foreigners and the locals, everyone is coming to this place, and these places are highly crowded in those days. But unfortunately, these days you won't find much of the people unless some local tourists only. So if you go in the evening or early in the morning, you can see these kind of Buddhist monks who are gathering in these places and doing their religious things and morning and evenings as well. Okay, this is another place which is slightly away from Anuradhapura, and also this is highly attracted towards tourists, the foreigners, as well as the Sri Lankan and also the photographers, because of this main statue. In statue, it's about 30 feet in height. By the name, this is called Rasvehera, and this is about say 50 kilometers away from Anuradhapura, and located in some other place very close to Anuradhapura as well. And this is a kind of a temple complex, and because of this statue, this is totally made out of black stone, and it's coming from that rock behind. So this is done totally manually, and if you go there at evenings and the mornings you will see all these kind of prayers and things happening which related to the Buddhist religion. So these are very beautiful places as travel photographers. Now see back to the Anuradhapura complex, and these are the kind of remaining buildings that we have, which is about 2000 years or more old now. So all these temple, the monks who are coming to these places and resting, like after their studies, and they used to come here and have a chat with their friends and stuff like that. But look at these carvings and also the architecture of it. Those are very beautiful, handmade and all done with rock solid black stone. So these are the kind of things we have all over Anuradhapura. Okay, now it's away from Anuradhapura. This is called Sigiriya, and this is very well known by everyone in the world. This is also known as eighth wonder in the world, and this is also part of Anuradhapura kingdom, but only one out of more than 150 kings. One king, namely the King Kashyapa, was selected this place as his kingdom and the capital. So he has selected this rock. It's also known as the Rock Kingdom. So I just took this photograph from a different place where it is about 4 kilometers away from the Rock Kingdom. So if you look at this closer photograph, this is from the behind the Rock Kingdom, and if you go in front of the Rock Kingdom, you will see amazing structures, amazing buildings, and it's all really beautiful architecture of it. It's all done with most of the things done with black rock, and all these carvings are done manually, and they have waterfalls and they have water ponds, they have water flowers, everything separated, and it's amazing, and it's unbelievable how they took the water on top of to this mountain. So it's really amazing what kind of technology they had about 2000 years before. And if you go to top of this mountain, you will see the ruins of the king's palace and the surround buildings and everything. So it's so beautiful, and I know everyone who are coming to Sri Lanka, most of the visitors, outside visitors, 90% of them, they never forget to visit this special place from Sigiriya. Okay, this is also a separate, it's a different angle shot and using a wide angle. And look at this, look at how it's located, this rock Sigiriya. Now, I think because of this tactical importance, I think that's why the king has selected this place as his kingdom. He has ruled this country for 21 years, and he's the only king who select this place as his capital. Okay, so again, back to the Anuradhapura kingdom. This is also slightly away from Anuradhapura. This is the city called Dambulla, and it's very, very famous, the Dambulla Cave Temple, and this is the biggest cave temple in Sri Lanka. And also this temple is made in three parts in the sense done by three kings in three different eras. So this is the first part they constructed, and this is about 2000 years old. And look at the statues, the Buddha statues, and also the painting. So those are very beautiful, and it's still stand very nicely. And it's really amazing when you go inside the cave temple. You will see this amazing the structures and the paintings. Now, let me tell you one thing, and if you are a photographer, if you want to do some kind of a travel photograph, especially they don't allow any flashes here, and also there are no much lights as well in this cave temple, but they still allow the tripod. So that's more than enough, because you can do a slow shutter here. So So if you do a slow shutter, and even this photograph, it's about 25 seconds slow shutter. Because if you try to do without the tripod with the ISO, and it will be ended up with more noise in your picture. So it's better to go with a tripod and take the correct picture with the correct the quality details. Okay, so this is the second part of the cave temple, and uh, this is done about 1,800 years ago. Look at the structures here, and also the similar kind of paintings all over. Right, it's highly protected, and everything is in perfect. If you go to this place, this is really amazing, and you won't believe the beauty of it. Normally, even in this place, it's about always at any given time. There are so many people, like 50 to 100 people inside, but also due to the pandemic these days, so you won't find much of the people except for few locals only. So this is the second part of the cave temple, and this is the last part and the third part as well. This is done by the king who ruled the country from Kandy, that is our last kingdom. It's about 600 years ago. If you look at this photograph on your left-hand side, the standing statue, that is that king who built this part in cave temple. So these are the three main parts in this cave temple. There are so many other parts as well, but as a one particular cave, so there are three parts who have built by three kings. So now see, the statues and everything is similar, but in terms of painting, there are some differences in eras. So only that is the difference. But in terms of beauty and in terms of the architecture, everything is solid in this particular cave temple. So if you are visiting this place, take your tripod and do a very good slow shutter, then you will get a perfect picture for a travel photography. Okay, this is the outside look of the cave temple, and if you look at up, that is the solid rock, black stone solid rock. It's combined with these cement structures. So normally, as I said earlier, most of the people are not coming these days, so that's why these monks are hanging around in the evening, so before their prayers and other things. Okay, Sri Lanka is a farming oriented country, which is about, say, in Anuradhapura, there are about more than 150 kings rule this country, and each and every king who made at least one or two lakes in Anuradhapura. As at now, we have about more than 1,000 lakes in Anuradhapura kingdom only. Some of them are very small, but even the smallest one can cater about 2-3 villages for their farming requirements. So now this one is the biggest one in Dambulla area. This is one of the biggest in Dambulla lakes, and this lake is helping a lot of farmers, a lot of people to do their cultivations and other requirements. Even the Buddhist monks who goes there in the evenings in surround areas to have their bath as well as wash their clothes and for the other water requirements. Okay, now we are moving from Anuradhapura to Polonnaruwa. On the way to Polonnaruwa, you will see in the middle of Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa, you will see two national parks. Those are namely Minneria National Park and also the Kaurulla National Park. So this photograph is from Kaurulla National Park. Both national parks are with the similar features. That means this is with the Kaurulla Lake, and the Minneria is with the Minneria Lake. These are huge lakes, and also this is the place, this one and the Minneria Park. If you go there after 2 o'clock at any given time, you can see more than 100 elephants in one particular place. It's amazing, and a lot of tourists who are coming to this place to do the elephant photograph. It's very rare scene. Uh, it's very rare to see this kind of uh, uh, elephant gathering in a one particular place in the world. So if you look at it, this kind of thing, so these are the kind of clusters that they have. And see all these small elephants and the big elephants, they stay together as say relations, so one family. So if you go there, you can see so many clusters like this. These are very, very beautiful scenes, and it's very amazing to photograph. I have seen so many the locals as well as foreigners who are coming to do photographs and coming to see these elephants live. And also in the same national park, you can see these kind of beautiful animals, and also this kind of big birds as well. Okay, so now let's move on to the Polonnaruwa, the kingdom. Now, this is the start from the Polonnaruwa kingdom, and this is the king's palace. This is about 1,000 years old, and the Polonnaruwa kingdom had more than 10 kings ruled the country from Polonnaruwa kingdom, including two queens as well. Now, this is the main palace of the kings, and this was originally it's 7-story building, but unfortunately at the moment we can see only 2-storied building. So this is also again it's a complex and highly very beautiful, very nicely constructed with a high architectural value. And in terms of the technology what they use, and the special technologies, the cooling system, something like the air condition at the moment. So they used to cool their inside the palace with water circulation. So they have taken the water from, it's about another kilometer away. There is a lake. From that lake, they have taken water into this palace, and they have circulated this water inside that, and they got the real pool inside. Okay, so this is one of the beautiful ponds in Polonnaruwa area. This is used by the queens, right? They come here for bath and other various requirements as well. And this is totally made out of solid rock, the black rock. And look at the architecture of it; it's highly decorated, and it's really nice carvings are there. And those are all done with manual. And also, this is some kind of the swimming pool kind of thing. So that also have the water circulation system. They take it out the ugly water outside and fill with the fresh water. That is also real technology what they have used. Same like I mentioned, the cooling system inside the palace. So it's a highly decorated system they have used even in 1,000 years back. So this is also in the similar complex. Now this is next to the king's palace. So this is called the parliament. This is where the king ruled the country with their ministers from this particular place. So look at the beauty of it, and look at the architecture what they have used here. This is also done with black stones, and the carvings also done totally manual. Earlier this had a roof as well. Unfortunately at the moment we have only this part. Okay, let me tell you about this particular photograph. And there's a thing called the Temple of Truth. So the truth is belongs to the Lord Buddha. Our Sri Lankans they highly worship to that truth. And in Sri Lankan kings, those who have that truth is known as the only king can rule Sri Lanka. So in Polonnaruwa area, all the kings they had this truth is with them, and they they made a special temple for this to keep this tooth and do the whatever the required things in terms of religious they will do inside this temple. This is known as Temple of Tooth in Polonnaruwa era. This is called Batadage Sinhalese, and also at the moment the Temple of Tooth is in Kandy, that is our Naas kingdom, and this is the Temple of Tooth was in Polonnaruwa era. So this is also really beautiful place. I know all the foreigners and the local visitors who are visiting this place, they see all these beautiful places. Okay, this is some kind of again a temple, and according to the books, it says in this temple they had about 8,000 monks at that time. It's about 1,000 years ago. And also, if you go surround areas, you have all the facilities like hospitals, like schools, and everything what is needed for all these monks to be in this place. So these are really beautiful, and it's all remaining is this kind of buildings are remaining at the moment. So even that these kind of place, the architecture is really beautiful, and it's amazing and unbelievable how they have used their technology even 1,000 years ago. Okay, look at this one. This is very famous. We call it the Lotus Pond, which is in Polonnaruwa area, and this is not such a big one, but slightly smaller. But still, the main queen, is used this one when she's come to do the praying at the temple. She used to take water from this place. This is also made out of completely black stone, and it's also 100% manually done. So these are really amazing architecture. It's a kind of unusual, very unique picture. And as I said, Sri Lanka is more farming-oriented country, and we have so many lakes here. And this lake is known as Barakama Samudra, and this is one of the biggest lakes in Sri Lanka. And this lake has three parts, and those three lakes actually merge together to get this biggest lake here. So I'm in a one particular lake actually, and I took a boat and went to the middle of the lake to take this picture. But luckily, I saw this elephant also crossing at the same time, and it's really lucky. Not only the stupa behind that, you can see the wildlife also involving in this real nature plus ancient kind of picture. So if you are visiting Sri Lanka and Polonnaruwa, don't forget to visit these kind of places as well. These are actually a bit of unknown, but if you talk with your guide and everything, he or she will guide you to the real places. Okay, that's it from my small presentation. So I think you'll have enjoyed a lot in this one. And once again, thank you, Stephen, for inviting me to this Asia Forum Festival. And thank you very much.